So Asli, it was mentioned in the STR presentation this morning that the service department sector in the UK is still very much about two distinct markets, London and the provinces. As you guys are operating in both, I'd be intrigued to hear from you how you would evaluate that and whether you think one is stronger than the other.
Well, of course, the London market is, of course, and London and Edinburgh, I must say, both are stronger than anywhere else, and is always going to be. However, provinces are coming up as well, with the new business quarters being built in Manchester and Liverpool and Newcastle, and all these cities, secondary cities, are now growing into the corporate businesses, and it is going to continue growing. However, it will never, of course, match what London or Edinburgh will be providing in a return and revenues-wise.
What are you seeing in terms of occupancy levels in the provincial properties that you operate? Are they comparable?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I must say our Liverpool property, and it's very, very healthy occupancy, and it's almost on par with our London occupancy rates as well. Of course, the rate has quite a distinct difference. However, the occupancy is on par.
And am I right in thinking you've actually bought that asset recently?
We did indeed, yes.
So you must see something good about the market.
Absolutely. We believe in that property very much. We believe in Liverpool very much, because in Liverpool you have actually quite a good corporate and manufacturing base. So you have the likes of Jaguar Land Rover producing cars, you have Rolls-Royce producing engines at the docks, and also you have the renewable energy, the wind farms, that you have so many different likes of Siemens and other companies that are doing a lot of different projects. So Liverpool is quite strong for us, and the beauty of an extended stay product is that they might be operating or they might be working on a project that is perhaps 45 minutes far away from the property, but the extended stay guest actually likes to travel because they know that the product they're going to have at the end is going to be their home. Like how we go back home every day, it might be taking you an hour to travel, they don't mind. So for Liverpool, we feel very enthused about it. The Peel port is going to be developed there. It's going to be a massive boost into the economy and also corporate environment in Liverpool. So yeah, we're pretty happy that we bought it, and it's running very well.
And are there any other provincial UK towns or cities that you have your eye on?
Sure, yeah, we have in Manchester we have the Crown Plaza and Staybridge under construction, and you heard Manchester is booming, everybody wants to invest in Manchester, so we're really happy with that. And I have several other projects in my pipeline for Manchester that we're currently negotiating. And the secondary cities wise, I have something interesting coming up potentially in Slough, which we see as an interesting market. And of course, likes of Southampton, Newcastle, York, these are all exciting provinces that there is a demand, and these locations are all under supply. So very closely looking into in these locations to find an opportunity that we can build.
And you mentioned the Staybridge and Crown Plaza dual branded property, and I know that's something that you as a company are keen on. How do you go about deciding which brands to place together on a particular site?
Sure. I mean, our first thing first is always have to have an extended stay element. So it's either a Staybridge or a residence inn. It's our starting point. And then what is the complementary secondary brand we put there is all really depend on the location, the demand generator, and also the development cost. So, for example, if the market is not super strong, it's not like London or Manchester, and then you really look into more limited or mid-market or lifestyle brand to complement our extended stay, but likes of Manchester or London or Paris, you can really go for a more upper class 4-star brands likes of Courtyards or Crown Plazas or even Marriott, because you will be able to justify the development cost with the revenues that you're going to be generating. So it's very much demand and location driven, our decisions based on.
Okay, and finally, how have you found the conference today as a platform for the industry to come together?
It's super exciting. I remember the very first one back in the Andaz Hotel on Liverpool Street. It was small but packed, and seeing this now get into such a large venues and seeing the demand and interest, especially what for me was important, that in the first couple of years you've seen more operators and the brands being there, but looking at the demographics of today's participants, you've seen the banks and also the investors, both institutional as well as private equities. That is where we needed to be, and that's where we are. So very excited about this conference today. So far so good, and really looking forward already to the next years.